In this video, we are going to talk more about how to schedule your posts, especially posting it on Google Calendar. Posting it on Google Calendar. Now, in order to be able to get our post on Google Calendar, it can be pretty difficult, or maybe if you're like the one I'm using, the one I'm focusing on mainly is going to be Google Calendar. Okay, there are different calendars out there, maybe of course the one on your laptop and the one on your email, the Outlook. You can give it a try as well, but the one I'm going to focus on today is going to be more of scheduling your post on Google Calendar. Okay, welcome to Domiros Digital. Again, this is for our interns, okay, just to make your work easier and faster. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of the trials that I've done and what it came out to be first, so that you will be able to understand. So ignore the fact that I've done all that. One thing I tried to do was, first, I created a blog post. In my previous video, I talked about this. I created a blog post, okay? And I was looking at it like, okay, for someone who wants to be able to create a blog post for how many days? You want to be able to create a blog post for a year, for instance, and starting with 30 days, looking at it, and you have to put it on the calendar each day. Now, 4 posts a day, you want to be able to put it on the calendar. Where have we got the time? Especially if you've got children, if you're working, you got your business, you are doing 2 or 3 things at the same time, you're already overwhelmed. And then on top of that, you still want to be able to make money online. Getting your blog post out there can be tricky, especially putting it on the calendar. And if you're not organized, it can be very difficult to move on. So I decided I'm going to try and see what I can do if I want to put 30 days blog post on the calendar without me having to copy and paste each one. So I'll give you an example without me having to say, let's assume this is 4 days calendar, and going on to the calendar, then I'm having to say day 1, I pick on a task or an event, and then I put the title there. Once I get it here, I've got to then go around and try to find where it starts from. Okay, and even this one doesn't even go a lot. So, oh yeah, it does. So I want to try and make it a task. Now look at that. When will I finish doing this, copying and pasting each one of them? So even if I say, okay, it's going to be a task, day 1, when will I finish copying and pasting, separating them? So I said to myself, no, thank you. I haven't got that time. I got to find another solution. Okay, so watch out what I tried. And then I went on to Excel, and I first did a search. I'm going to do it here because the ones I've done, because it's been uploaded or it's been changed, then it's kind of playing me up. Okay, but let me try opening one of them. So I try out one. This is what I've been trying to do. First, I went on to Google. Of course, I did my research just to find out how to do that. So I did start date and end date. Okay, so day 1 all the way. I put subject, start date, and end date. Now, as you notice, because I said it's 4 blog posts per day, so I made it to start on the 29th and end on the 29th of May 2024. And then I continue that way, as you can see, 29, 30. So it's the same date. Okay, now when I did that, this is what it came out to be. Let me go to my calendar and I'll show you. These are the ones. So as you can see, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, so I could see it at a glance on the calendar. But what if I've got other things to do on the calendar, and especially if you've got a very busy schedule or schedule, like one of my children says, very busy schedule in a day. Okay, very important. If you've got very busy schedule, how are you going to be able to look through this calendar? So I try out 7 days just to find out what it's going to look like. Okay, so this is day 1, 2, 3, 4, in about 5 or 6 days or so. And as you can see, it doesn't, for me, for somebody like me, it doesn't look what I want to, especially when you're trying to get, in the momentum, you're trying to understand what you're doing. I don't really want to I don't really want it to be looking this way. I want something that is really well organized. So I said to myself, no, thank you. I'm going to try another one. So and then I went on. Now for each one of them, this is what I did. I tried 7 days. Okay, as you can see, it was 7 days or 5 days, and I copied it onto a different calendar. I called it, a different Excel, and I called it book one. So in this book one, then what I did was I saved it as book one, and I saved as. Now if you look at what I'm doing, save as, normally when you see save as, it's going to be Excel workbook, right? So you go down the menu. I chose the CSV comma delimited, and then I saved. Okay, after I saved, I went on to the calendar, and I went to this settings menu, and I clicked on settings. Okay, and I went to import, and I said select files from the computer. I'm not going to do it again because it's going to duplicate what is on there. And of course, clicking book one, because what time is it now? Let me see if it saved the one I did just now. I can do date modified just to make it faster for me. So as you can see, it was that same book one. So if I click on it, it's going to tell you to import. Okay, import, which when after I imported it, this is what it gave me. Okay, then I went back. I said to myself that I don't think I really want it this way. So I went back onto the Excel spreadsheet again, and then I trialed one of these. So I did a subject, start date, end date, and then I put start time and finish time. So I told myself that I want to be able to see clearly on the calendar what I should be doing, what post, because other things, other agendas could come in at that time. So I want to give enough. So, and I want, when I'm looking at the calendar, knowing fully well that I've got specific time that the scheduling of the blog post will come on. I want to be able to see it clearly, just in case maybe if let's say I schedule just 3 days or schedule just 4 days, I can easily look at the calendar at a glance and be able to say to myself, okay, the next day, these are the blog posts that I need to schedule. So what I did was I put dates. I put the time rather, so you can see the dates are still there. Yeah, day 29, 30. Yeah, so for each day, you want it to start and to end the same day. Okay, but the timing is the variation for each set of blog posts. So this set of 4, you want it to start and finish on the same day, but you want the timing to be different. Now, it was a bit difficult for me to get this timing this way. So what I did was I went on timing, and I clicked on that. Let me try it on another column so that you can understand. So I put 8, for instance. As you can see, it came up with 8. I don't want to be doing that. That's too much stress. So I clicked on, hopefully I'll be able to do it again on here. Yeah, that's it. I clicked on format cell, and then I went to format cells, and then I changed the timing here. You can choose which option you want. I don't want PM and all that because we already know. So I clicked one of that. If I click on it, you will see it's going to change. And now it's giving you the hashtag because it's not expanded. Can you see? So then what I did was I changed one of them to say, okay, 8 o'clock. Let's leave it for 18 o'clock now. Okay, now another way is that before I actually show you how to schedule it, schedule it properly before my daughter comes to me, how to schedule it properly. Now let me show you how you can make even this time, start time and finish time, start date and finish date, to work faster for you. So if I pick let me go to another one so that it'll be clearer with all these ones I've done. So of course, I needed to remove all these days. Okay, day 6, day 7, I can remove all that. Okay, and then I try to just delete. So you can right click and then delete so that it will come closer. And then on here, obviously you can see that I pressed something. That's why that space increased. So I can just move it a bit to become smaller. But what I really want is to move these 4 together. So you highlight it first, and then you move them closer to each other. Can you see? And then let's try removing one in between. each one of them. Okay, so right now in this case, I won't be able to say what day unless I look down there. So I remove that and I can right click again and delete just to draw it closer. So I'm going on to day 10. Day 10. I'm not going to do everything, obviously. This is just for you to have an idea. So, but I just want to give you a very good range so that you'll be able to see how easy that is. And then I can continue when I finish. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all these days. Okay, now that's it. We've gotten up to, did I say we're going to get to day 15? Okay, so I want you to have a look what we're doing. Scroll all the way up, and then we get to day 14 and delete any extra spaces. Another day, delete any extra spaces, and we can leave it that way. Okay, so I want to show you how I generated these days instead of you having to type one by one. This is 2nd of June. Okay, so I can just click and paste here. When I get here, I'm going to try and see if it's going to allow me to generate. If not, I'm going to delete and I'm going to click on 2nd, just one of them. I'm going to paste and this option is going to come up and oops, not that one again. Okay, not that one. There is a particular option that would normally come up that I'm looking for. So let me try and say to myself, okay, 03, 06, 2024, 03, 06, 2024. But I don't want this to just, I don't want to have to be typing each one of them. And don't forget, same thing on here, same thing on start date and end date. So I can either do this, stretch it. As you can see, if you look at it very carefully, it gave us 2025. Yeah. So instead of that, I can just say copy cells because I don't want it to continue that way. Then I just drag it down. That's me done for that. Now, I can then move on to this one. Of course, there could be easier way. So we're just working on all the dates for now. Now, in this case, I'm going to try and see. I'm going to change one again. There is actually a way to do it in a way that it will go on all the way to what you need. But for the purpose of this video, I just want to like focus on it this way just to make it. Now keep checking on this side. We don't want it to, okay? And I try to do something. Watch, I try to do something. It failed the series, but if I say to it fill formatting, it gets rid of that instead. Fill without formatting, it changes it to 2025. If I say copy cells, then it stays there. And if I say fill series, it changes it to 2025. Of course, there's a way out with that if you're very good with your Excel, but I must say I've forgotten how to do that, but I'll need to go and learn again. Okay, so but anyway, let's focus on this one. So again, you spread it over and then you click copy cells to make sure it's still the same, and then you just get to day 4. Okay, we can copy that again and go on to the next one, but in this case we're going to pick 5th of June, and then we're going to expand again and scroll up. Let's try and scroll up a bit more to copy cells, keep it intact, and that's it. We're gonna copy the oops, we jump in the same thing. I'm gonna change this to 6th of June, hoping I'm still in line, and then 6th of June, making sure it looks like a busy task, but I'll show you what it will do for you as soon as you finish, because you would not have to do this aspect, this aspect again. You just copy your blog. You just keep changing your blog post and change the date. Of course, I'm sure there's a way out around the date. We can certainly look into that. But at least for now, for beginners, this is what I'm trying to show us. Okay, but if you consider it, if you compare it with you having to copy and paste, I'm telling you, well, it's your choice actually. Let me not say I'm telling you. It's your choice to determine. Well, I don't want to go to 2020 for now. Let's stay in 2024. And as you can see, generated extra one. We don't need that. Okay. We'll stop here. As you can see what I've done there. Now, let's try this one. Now, don't forget, this is the interesting part that I like. The date may be different, okay? But the timing of your blog will remain the same, right? Unless you want to have a change. So in this case, I can just easily copy. Yeah, and watch out again, like I said, watch out for the timing. Now watch this one, 7 to 7:05, 12 to 8:05. Yeah. Now I don't want it to be that. I want it to be 12 to 12:05. Yeah. So 12:05. And then I want it to be 15:05. That's 3 o'clock. And I want it to be 19:05. Okay. So in this case now, I'm going to then say, excuse me, I'm going to then say, since I've gotten a standard of what I want, I can just copy and make sure it just stays within the box. Oops. Copy, paste. Okay. Did you hear the sound? Interesting. It's telling me something. I'm going to have to remove this one so that it doesn't affect us when we are uploading it to the calendar. Okay. That should work now. Yep. That's it. And then go. And then no, we have to make sure we cover both parts. Go. And then go. Okay. What else? What else? Since it's the same thing, I'm going to try and run through it because I've done some part. So it might be, there might be a duplicate when I'm uploading it to the calendar. Let's just get to where we can at the moment. I can tell you, I'm sure there's another way out there. Okay, so far we've been able to get to, I can't tell you exactly the days. Let's count. So day 1, 2, 3, 4. Escape for that. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I think we got a good deal to work on. Now, because I've not done the whole 30 days, I don't want it to affect the setup. So I copy this. I copy this, copy, and I open a new Excel spreadsheet. You can do this on your phone, by the way. If you go Excel and if you got the time. And one thing I found out, like I said, is the timing would not change. The date will change. I'm sure there's a formatting to get the date sorted. And then, yeah, I know, to get the dates sorted and then remove the spaces in between. So in this case now, there won't be a space in between. All the posts will be the same. Will be like, so you know, when I copy the post and pasted it on here, so I would probably I'm sure that it's likely to work. Removed all the spaces in between, put them all together, okay, and then put the dates, yeah, and then make the dates to generate. But the challenge is, you know, making it generate 4 by 4, okay, 4 by 4. Do you understand? So that's where the difference is. 4 by 4. So every four columns, or every 4 of the rows, the row column, every four of the rows, yeah, every 4 row you have different dates. I think that is where the challenge is, but never mind, let's save it now. But in this case, we're not going to save it as Excel. So watch out, we're not going to save it as just Excel. We're going to save it as something else. I'm going to choose a place here to save it. So I'm going to pick this is where I want it to be on Domiros. I'm going to keep it on book 3. Oopsie daisy. Oops. I thought I could cancel it. Okay. I don't know if that canceled, but never mind. I can still save again, save a copy. And in this case, I'm not going to choose Excel workbook. I'm going to choose CSV. You can use any of the CSV. So I can do CSV, delimited. Okay, and I'm going to save. Don't forget, it's saved as book 3. Okay, now let's quickly go to the calendar, because the first one, I'm not into the calendar, into the folder, and let me try and see if the one I did is on there, because that's very important. Okay, so book 3, the first one, this one, the first one seems to be the wrong one, so I'm going to get it deleted. Okay, and that's it. Let me put this on do not disturb, so that it doesn't get me too much noise that I don't want. Okay, thank you. Now, so I know that this one was the first one, and I can check it out by opening it just to make sure that is the right one. Okay, and then I'm going to try and save as. Can you see? Delimited book 3, and it exists. That's fine. I'll save it as that, and then I close, because if you don't close it, it's not going to allow you. Okay, so let's go. We will get to know which one we uploaded shortly. Let's go straight into the calendar. So this is my calendar, and I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to click import. I'm going to select file from the computer, and I'm going to do book 3, which is the, as you can see, the timing 9:37, 9:38, the one I did last, and I'm going to click open. It will give you various options, but I want to import it. So if you click down button, you will see different ones, but I just want to open it onto the first calendar, and I'm going to click import. Can you see, it says imported 0 out of 0, unable to process the file. So why is that? That's what we then need to find out. Why is that? Why have I been unable to process it? Is it that it's open, or is it that it's incomplete? So I'm going to try and save it as another name, or it could be because I've already gotten it. So let's try, oh, not that one. I'm going to try and open it again. Book 3. I'm going to try and save this to book 4 now. Expand it and start date. Don't forget the start date and the start time, finish time, and the subject. So I'm going to save as. I'm going to use the UTF-8. Okay, I'm going to try that, and I'm going to change it to book 4, so that it will be easy for me. Okay, and I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try and pick another calendar. I'm going to then click on import again. Don't forget to close it. So I'm going to close it on here, and I'm going to click open, and I'm going to click import. Let's see what happens. Woohoo! Now, don't forget, we only wanted it to import the first set, but it imported the whole 42 for me. Let's go to the calendar to see what is done. As you can see, it duplicated some of these things because it's there already. Okay, so this is the 40 days. If I scroll, you will notice that, whoops, it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. Now, remember, these ones that are here, they are the ones that they've been there like that, but I don't really want it to be, as you can see, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. I don't want it to be there. It's duplicated some of them because I had them before, which in this case, there is a way you can do it to even clear up the calendar. So let's go back to the beginning, to the date. Let's see what is coming up on there. So this very last week. Now let's scroll up a bit, and we'll see what's going on there. Can you see this? The way it set it for me per day, the way it set it for me. Can you see? Oh yeah, we didn't do that much. Okay, so but the few that we did, can you see them there? Some of the proper ones are hidden at the top here. Yeah, remember the first one was 8 o'clock, so you can say 8. The one at 12 o'clock, that's 12 o'clock there. Yeah, you can see it's duplicated in some places. There's 15 o'clock one and the 19 o'clock one. So if we're able to do that for 7 days, that's your work done. And then we can go back we can go back. No, actually, yeah. Okay, we can then go back, get out of here, and then go back to the calendar, because now I've seen what I really want it to look like. So if I want to then try and improve on, I'm going back to the main calendar now. I mean, to the main document. If I want to try and improve, oh, it's already open. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that we use. So to be able to try and improve on it, the only challenge of this is having to change the whole blog titles. Of course, you will always need a new one, so you get a new set, paste it on here. Okay, and I think that's the reason why I would really love not to have a space in between them. What do you think? That's what I feel, because that means it's difficult for me when I'm posting every time I have to be putting the space. So I want to be able to remove all the spaces at first. Just do it once and for all, so that you do it once and for all. But when another way out is this, another way out is this: when you copy from here, so copy per day, which can be time consuming as well, copy per day and post it, but it depends on the way you want it. So I can choose to copy everything on here, like these ones that are here that I've not done. I can just do this after copying everything. Watch, I can just click all the way down here and say delete. Okay, and there's another word instead of delete there. Uh, hide. Yeah, hide. Can you see? So if I want this day 17 and whatever to go away, I can say hide. Can you see? And it goes on there. And I can do the same thing on here. I can hide it again. I can hide so that I don't have to see it. Okay, I'm going to try and do something. Shall we try it? Shall we try? We have added 4 sets together. Let's try and copy from here. Copy 4 set of contents here. Copy. And we are going to paste here. Right. We might have to copy that 4 by 4 because, as you can see, it didn't copy everything. And I don't want to be repeating it, so that's why I want to try it. Escape. Let's copy 4 by 4. Yeah. I don't want to have to be repeating it. That's why I did that. But let's copy 4 by 4. 4 by 4. Next set there. And then I just need one more. Okay, so 6th of June. Escape on that one. And then I go back to 6th of June. I just want us to try this together. 6th of June. And then paste. Okay, so we are going to try and put this on a separate document again. New. Blank workbook. Paste. Of course, give it some space. That one there. Okay. And then I'm going to save as. Well, should have done that. Save as. I'm going to click on documents. I'm going to change it to book 5. And I'm going to make sure on here, I click CSV UTF format delimited, and I'm going to save. Now, let's go back and prompt the Google Calendar to upload this for us. So I'm going to go on to settings, click on settings. I'm going to say import calendar, import file, select file from the computer. And I'm going to, what book was it again? 947. So it's definitely not book 4. Date modified is correct. So I need to go into the document and I'm going to pick date modified book 5. Let's make sure that it's closed. Yes, we close it and we click open. Let's see. We'll get to know if it's going to import it from here. Okay. So add to calendar, unable to process the CSV file. So let's try and find out why. What could be the reason why it's unable to post it for us? I love this challenge because it's always good to learn. Okay, so we might need to choose the best fixed width. Let's hope it's gonna bring it the way we wanted it. That's the danger of this. Okay, I'm gonna leave it this way first, and I'm going to go back to where I copied it from, which is from here. Copy, and going to go back to book 5, Control A, delete everything, and then Control V. Oops. Okay, let's go back again. We copy, Control C, and we go back to book 5, Control V. Now, I'm guessing the reason why it did not answer us, I've seen it already. So let's go back onto calendar. We're going to, that's the very likely reason it doesn't have a title. So we're going to click on there, and we're going to go on back on here and impute the start time and finish time. Oh no, are we on the right one? Okay, yes we are, but it's looking different. That's not what we want. Okay, I'll keep the first one, but I'm going to try and delete all these ones because that's not what we want. If it doesn't do us good, we're going to open a new calendar. Okay, so that's not a problem. I mean, we're going to open a new Excel, so that's not a problem. And let's go back again and paste. Okay, so no thank you. New one, and then I'm gonna say Control V, insert, because I want to insert extra space, and I'm going to click Alt Tab. I'm going to copy the first part, Control C. I'm gonna do Alt Tab again to get on here, Control V. I'm gonna try and expand it, and I'm going to click Save As. I'm gonna pick one of these, and I'm gonna change that to CSV UTF-8, and I'm going to say test calendar or test cal, and I'm going to save it just so it can be easy for me to quickly find. But did you notice something? I'm wondering why that is happening, because this is a new one. It shouldn't be giving me that space. What am I copying that is wrong? Okay, I'm gonna have to try and do it again. The first one was okay. So what happened? That's why I chose a different one. See, Control C. What is going on? Control V. And right. And what I'm trying to do is not to have to do this stress. I wouldn't know why it's coming up with that, but let's do something. Yep. I know why. I know why now. Remember, we hid some information. That's why. Ooh, that's it. There we go. Now, let's go back and copy our title. Anyway, we opened quite a lot of them, so it's fine. It's always good to learn. Now we go to book 6. I'm ready for this to make a change. I like it when some mistakes happen when you're teaching, because that is actually very good. When you find yourself making that mistake, you'll be thinking, yeah, I saw that mistake being made as well. How did she do the correction? Okay, so we go back again, CSV, and then we save it as book 6. Very important. Don't forget, we've already found out what we needed. We're only trialing this out. We just want to see whether, if we leave it this way, you can see 4 by 4, 4, 5, 6. And then if we post it, if we upload it onto the calendar, if it's going to work. So let's go back again. We're going to do book 6 on documents. Okay, where did we save it now? Update modified. Interesting. I need to find where I saved it. Never mind. We can go back, click on. Okay, I see. It's on Domiros. No, I'm not gonna open that for you. It's on Domiros. So I'm going to look for Domiros on here, and I'm going to look for book 6. Date modify will make it easy for me, and I'm going to click open. Now, this is the test. Let's find out what happens. Click on. Will it? Please try again in a few minutes, probably because it's open. No, it's not. But in this case, at least it didn't say to me that that I shouldn't. Few minutes again. Okay, let's try another one. Book 6. We couldn't import this file. It's saying try again in few minutes. Let's see whether it will. Let's see what's going on the calendar. Going on to Domino's, because it didn't tell us the reason why it couldn't try it again for us. Okay. I suppose it should be fine, but no. Book 6. Okay. So let's try. Don't forget we are trying it out. If it doesn't work, that's fine. What? What? It did it. It did it. Yeah, it did it. It did it. Okay. So did you notice that? Where am I going? You might not be able to find it easily on the calendar because of the way we have done it. We have told you to just do it for us. So my calendar is all interesting for now. But what am I trying to show you there? What I try to show is that if we can have that patience whereby we put in everything on there and we remove all the spaces in between, okay? We remove all the spaces in between in the calendar, okay? Once you copy and remove all the spaces, all the extra spaces, then this is what you might be able to do to the timing that will save you serious time. Because next time, all you need to do is remove the spaces next time and change the dates, okay? So in this case now, because we could change the date, let's try one of them. Let's try and do something. Let's try and do only this part, not too much part. Let's try and do only this part. I want to try something now. I want to say, if I copy and I paste, it was on 456. Let me see if on here, if it will allow me to make any adjustment to it. Okay. Or Ctrl Z. No, actually undo. I want to do something now. I'm going to click this, the whole one, and I'm going to try and expand. Let's see. I just want to test it. What happens? If I say to it, fill formatting, the interesting thing is that it goes away. Fill series, it keeps the date, which I don't want. But before, that I could remember with Excel, it will not do that. Fill without formatting. It's still giving me 4, 5, 6, but I really don't want 4, 5, 6 fix. I want 7, 8, 9. It didn't work. Okay, so let's do back. Now let's try only this part. Let's see if it's going to discover what we are trying to do. Click. It's still saying fill formatting. I don't understand why this happens. You know, it just removes everything for me. Instead of filling it up, which is very strange, because normally it will change it for us. Okay, look, can you see? It's trying to come up with the 7, but let's try and say fill formatting. Interesting. Fill series. Okay, let's try then. If he's got 7 there, what will he do next? So from what I can see, it's confused. It's confused. So this is the only challenge that we have with this type of process that we are trying to do. So the best thing and you don't really want to go into having to do one at a time. Okay, so you can just do 6. Watch out for the timing by the side as well again. Copy cells. Okay, then pick the next one. Yeah, change it to the 5th one. Always, well, you can just create the 5th one. Okay, or just copy and paste, and then change it to 7, and then drag it. You know that's going to be different from the spaces in between. So you're going to go there. Okay, 7 again, copy series. If you are patient enough and you do this very last one that I'm saying, I'm very sure you're going to get there. So again, instead of covering 4, you can cover 5. Okay, so fill formatting, copy series. Because I've already counted 4, I want the 8th one. So I can just change this to 8. Okay, and then I move on. I make sure that they're up to 5, and then don't forget, copy, and then go to 9. I click that one, click on 9, and then go on, cover 9. That way, this is what I see as the only stress, well, the one of the stress challenge, or the challenges that we'll have here, because you're gonna have to do the same thing here, but the timing remains the same. So it's your choice. Which one would you want to do? You want to go to each calendar, copy, paste, or you want to see everything at a glance, sort yourself out, and then just upload onto Google Calendar. The choice is yours. And thank you for watching. Feel free to like and share.